A man in Alabama is suing two doctors, a hospital, and others, claiming he went in for a circumcision. He woke up to find his penis had been taken off, amputated. And he says no one would tell him why or provide him with the medical records. Baptist Health System, which runs the hospital, calls the allegations, quote, without merit, really, and says it will defend itself aggressively. The attorney representing the doctors say they didn't even perform that procedure. So a lot of unanswered questions. Ebony's back with us. Ebony, the plaintiff's lawyer filed the suit without seeing the medical records because he said the hospital wouldn't give it to him. I know there's a lot of HIPAA laws protecting the privacy of the patient, but if the patient wants the records, they should be released, right?
Absolutely, Susan. Yeah, you can always waive the right to have, your personal records sealed. So it is pretty suspicious to me. I'm not really sure what kind of attorney worth their grain of salt would actually make a filing, especially one of this serious in nature, without having the full medical records. I mean, it really makes the defense on the hospital and doctor's part very easy to do.
You really cringe when you hear the details of this, if it did happen. I would imagine that a jury would be very sympathetic to the man if that happened to him. How would you, as a defense attorney, defend the doctors or the hospital? I guess medical malpractice, and that's why doctors pay so much for their insurance.
Yeah, that's why that insurance is so hefty. Yeah, I mean, again, if it happens, Susan, certainly this is going to be very difficult because there's no excuse. There's no reasonable explanation as to why someone going in for something as routine and, rather simple, so I've been told by my medical friends, as a circumcision would turn into an amputation. That is just absolutely beyond the scope. It's beyond the pale of reasonable medical standards. So absolutely at that point, it'd be medical malpractice insurance kicking in.
Yeah, if this did happen.
Yeah, I don't know, Susan. Again, who makes a complaint without seeing the full disclosure of the medical records? That's weird to me. The doctors named in the complaint, they're saying they weren't even in the operating room at the time. Just a lot of unanswered questions.
Yeah, someone's not telling the truth here, but if it did happen and the doctors did make that big mistake, the payout could be huge.
Oh, it would be, because, again, there's no real coming back from that. I mean, certainly the lawyers for the alleged victim in this case is going to argue there is absolutely no amount of money in the world, and I'm sure if we had any men that would attest to this, Susan, they'd say there's no amount of money that will give them back that sense of their manhood. So absolutely, an astronomical judgment would be in this case.
I heard a couple guys talking about it, and they just cringe when you hear the details of this.
I can't even imagine.
Ebony, thanks.
Thank you.